In this video, we're checking out my favorite style of electric bike. Yes, it's a cargo electric bike, but does the market need another cargo electric bike? Let's find out. Before we get started with the review, if you're planning to purchase a Velotric electric bike, we'd really appreciate it if you use our affiliate links down in the description. There might even be a special discount code for you as well. We really appreciate the support. We'll also have some other resources down in the description, our electric bike accessories list. Also check out our newly launched shop at shop.ebikeescape.com. And we'll also link our top e-bike brands page as well as our electric bike discounts code page. With that, let's get into the walk around. This is the Velotric Packer 1. We'll talk about all the components, then I'll get into some first-person riding footage, tell you how it rides, take it up our large hill climb test, and finally, towards the end of the video, we'll get into some third-person riding footage where I'll give you my concluding thoughts on this electric bike. First, let's talk about price. The bike is priced at $19.99 as its original price, but is currently on sale for $18.99. The bike fits riders from 5'3" all the way up to 6'6" and comes in two colorways. This is the indigo gray colorway, and it's also offered in sky blue. One of the things that Velotric has been leading the way on is UL certification, and to no surprise, this bike is UL certified, which is really good to see. Hope to see more of the bigger names kind of follow suit with that increased safety, and it also just gives you peace of mind. Let's talk weight capacity. 440 pounds for the total bike and 176 pounds in the rear. But what makes cargo electric bikes special is how you outfit them for cargo hauling or kid hauling. Let's get into the accessories. So all of the accessories I'm going to talk about now are optional accessories, so you can outfit this to your liking. First, we have the footrests that you can purchase for both sides. Given that we are a family, we have the Thule Next Maxi seat. Great seat for younger children, and it's enclosed by what they're calling this safety balustrade. Just a single bar on each side, but it does have foam. On the front, they have a front mounting basket that attaches to these points right here. We have the Packer seat pads, which come individually, so you can have one or two if you have older children. They mount with bolts on the bottom. Passenger handrail, also for larger children. We have the medium and large baskets for the rear. The large one is absolutely massive, and they are of nice quality, complete with zipper pocket. And what's cool is you can have a medium basket in the rear and still use one of the passenger seats. This gives you an idea of just how big it is. Not compatible with the balustrade installed though, and it would just mount to the included rear deck plate. That wraps up the optional accessories. This box will come with every Velotric Packer 1, and I appreciate the more premium unboxing experience. Here's the charger, 3-amp charger, slightly bigger than average, and it does come with a wall mounting plate, which is really cool. The bike weighs 75 pounds, and if you think that's a bit much for you, check out our review of the Velotric Go 1 utility bike. We have 4-piston hydraulic disc brakes, 180mm rotors, 26-inch by 2.4 inches wide CST tires. In the rear is a 20-inch by 3-inch wide tire. That helps keep the weight distribution lower to the ground. We've got plastic fenders front and full coverage in the rear. There's a hydraulic suspension fork complete with lockout. Dual kickstand. Here's what you can expect out of that front suspension. I love to see the through axle for increased strength. You will need an Allen wrench if you ever need to remove the front tire though. There's a super bright integrated front light that mounts right to the stem plate. Integrated basic light in the rear, not super visible during daylight. I really like the step-through frame design. It also has an adjustable stem as well as swept-back handlebars to put you in a nice upright riding position. For those iPhone users out there, it comes with Apple Find My. It has ergonomic locking rubber grips. Hydraulic brake levers plenty of stopping power, complete with motor cutoffs. It has a left-hand thumb throttle, included bell, and a better than average 8-speed Shimano trigger shifter. We have a center mounted Velotric display, power button on the left, pedal assist up and down, 0 all the way up to 5. Very easy to see even in daylight. You get walk mode by holding the pedal assist down button. Light button is on the right, indicator in the bottom left, and a center information button. Trip, odometer, average speed, max speed, time, calories, and power, the current wattage going to the motor. And finally, the voltage. Speed is front and center, battery capacity indicated by the bars. It comes shipped as a Class 2 electric bike with a top speed of 20 miles per hour, whether you're pedaling or using the throttle. Though it can be overridden, stay tuned for the first-person riding footage. There we go, UL certified sticker. Bottom of the display has a USB port. Battery is top-loaded, keys on the right side. Turn it to the right to unlock, pops open, very easy to remove. Charger port can be charged on or off the bike. And this is a 14.4 amp hour battery. There are mounting points for a bottle cage or folding lock on the C-tube, a more comfortable than most saddle. Nice job, Velotric. We have plastic pedals and Velotric's signature branding by the cranks. Dual kickstand, and included is this locking frame bag. Nice amount of storage in there, complete with a separate pocket. It's going to be really difficult to see the gearing in the rear with this really nice wheel guard, but I'll do my best. Shimano Altus rear derailleur, 11 to 34 teeth. We've got a neoprene chainstay protector, complete with a chain guard and a 46 tooth front chainring. I'll talk about the gearing in the upcoming riding footage. There's even a tension wheel for this extra long chain. But let's get to the fun stuff and see how this bike rides. All right, I've got my cargo for the first person riding footage. Thumbs up, Lenny? All right, let's get started. A few things to talk about before we dive in. The first being that I overrode the top speed and changed it from a Class 2 electric bike with a top speed of 20 miles per hour, whether you're pedaling or using the throttle, to more of a Class 3 electric bike, which should get us up to around 25 miles per hour. Just a note though, that does coincide with the throttle. So if you change the top speed, the idea is that you then unplug the throttle because it's really not a Class 2 electric bike because the throttle isn't kicking off at 20 miles per hour. Another thing is the pedal assist level does coincide with how much power you get from the throttle. So in our throttle only test, I will be using pedal assist level 5. And finally, this is a cadence sensor electric bike and it is speed based, which means each pedal assist level coincides with a top speed, which means in pedal assist level 1, we'll see a top speed of around 12 miles per hour, and that's where the motor will cut off, so you won't be able to pedal past that, at least with any motor power. That's of course different from a current-based system, which gives you a certain amount of current in each pedal assist level. And because I overrode the top speed, they will differ in this first-person riding footage. So we'll put on the screen how it comes shipped as a Class 2 electric bike with those top speeds in pedal assist levels 1 through 5. With that out of the way, I'll show you just how powerful this cargo electric bike is. I also have the wattage up so I can talk about that. Speedometer app by Cool Nix, as well as our handlebar mounted cell phone mount. You can pick that up at shop.ebikeescape.com. Here we go. 5, 7, 10 miles an hour, 14, 16, 18, 19, 20. That's where the bike would normally kick off as it comes shipped. Velotric display reading 25.2. We're pulling 1100 watts. I saw 1200. And according to the GPS, we are going 24 miles an hour, holding us there steady. And Velotric display reading just a little bit higher at 25.6 right now. I've been really impressed with the power of this cargo electric bike. I could load this bike up with a lot of weight, fully max it out, and I have no question that it will be plenty capable. I'm very curious to see what it will do on our upcoming hill climb tests. But before that, I'm going to shift all the way down and go into pedal assist level 1, and we'll start from a stop. I'll run through the various gears. And another thing that I really appreciate, the adjustable stem, swept back handlebars, very comfortable riding position. I really like that for a cargo electric bike. All right, here we go. 6 miles an hour, 7 miles an hour, and I need to shift up second, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear. Remember, we have 8 speeds. And we're cutting off at about 12, 13 miles an hour. Looks like the top speed, and you can kind of just hear the motor kick off at that point. Let's go ahead and go into pedal assist level 2. And starting to spin those legs, not providing power. Let's shift up to 6th gear. Maybe even 7th here. I prefer a slightly slower cadence. So slightly faster, 15 miles per hour is what the Velotric display is reading, 14 miles an hour on the GPS. Let's go into pedal assist level 3. And I saw over 1,000 watts there for a second as we were kind of getting up to speed. Now it's more holding us at around 200 watts. 19 miles an hour according to the Velotric display, 18 on the GPS, and I would shift up here to 8th gear. I really view that this bike is geared appropriately for class 2 speeds, 20 miles per hour. I'll show you in a second what this bike can really do as we hop into pedal assist level 4. Again, 8th gear, pedal assist level 4. Got some bumps on this road, going to appreciate that front suspension. And cruising at just over 20 miles an hour. Velotric display is reading 21, 21.6, 21.8. GPS speed right at 20 miles per hour. Still, perhaps a little faster of a cadence than I'd prefer. But pedal assist level 5 is where it gets a little bit more difficult. Here we go, 1,300 watts. I saw on the display, they advertise this as peaking at 1,200. All right, and my legs are really spinning. I have to really work to provide any human power. And not surprisingly, there's that top speed of 24 miles per hour and the Velotric display reading, 25.5. And to hold us at this speed, it's using about 600 watts. It jumps around quite a bit on the display. And especially on a cargo electric bike, especially if you have precious cargo, you probably want to leave it as a class 2 e-bike. At least I would. I just wanted to show off the full power of this bike. And let's do a quick brake test. I'll stop at this crossing sign, test out those 4-piston hydraulic disc brakes. And no problem with those brakes. Very powerful, slowing this cargo electric bike down. All right, let's see how it does up our large hill climb test. Hill climb test time. This is the hill that I test out all the electric bikes that I review on the channel, so you can compare and contrast. We'll put a picture of the hill on the screen because it looks so much smaller in the GoPro. We'll also put the specs on the screen as well. Pedal assist level 5 to get full power. And hill is really starting now. And the bike feels more powerful than the Go 1. We'll put this on the screen, the minimum speed from the Go 1, so we can compare. And just keep in mind, on the Go 1, I didn't have any cargo. All right, we are peaking, hitting those peak wattage numbers, 1,200 watts, approaching 1,300 watts. 15 miles an hour on the GPS. And as expected, just very impressive. I wouldn't be concerned at all about the motor power on this electric bike. Cruising up this steep hill on throttle alone with one child in the rear. just making short work of it at a minimum speed of 15 miles an hour. Oh, saw 14 for a second. But most of the way at 15 miles an hour, though it is an electric bike after all, you're bound to be pedaling. So I'm gonna go back down and we'll see how the bike feels while pedaling. Okay, I'm going to go into pedal assist level 1 and first gear. And what I'm always curious about is, can you conserve battery on hills as well? And I think with the Packer 1, the answer to that question is going to be yes. The gearing in first gear, pedal assist level 1, and I don't know if you can see my legs moving, but I could go up this hill and not break a sweat using about just shy of 300 watts or around 300 watts. And as the hill gets steeper, my cadence is slowing a little bit, but I could still do this as long as I'm keeping the pedals moving. It's gonna make it up the hill at a slower speed at 5 miles an hour. Let's go ahead and go into pedal assist level 2. Don't feel a huge difference there. Still cruising at 6 miles an hour, down to 5 again, and still in first gear. I think there's gonna be a big jump with some of these other pedal assist levels though there. And it goes all the way up to 1100 watts in pedal assist level 3. I'm gonna shift up second, third, fourth, fifth gear, sixth gear. There's that 14 miles an hour. All right, we gotta go into pedal assist level 4 here and see if there's a difference. I saw 1200 watts. Seems like you're getting a lot of power though, and no significant difference between 3 and 4, and up to 5 here. And I am in sixth gear, leisurely cadence, cruising up at 16 miles an hour, can maybe even shift up to 7th gear. And yeah, we just cruised up this hill. So not surprising given the throttle only test up this hill, but it's nice to know you can make it as much of a workout as you want. With that, let's get into some third-person riding footage and I'll give you my concluding thoughts on the Velotric Packer 1. It's safe to say that there's a cargo e-bike at every price point. Good for shoppers and maybe a little confusing too, because when shopping online, it's really hard to spot the key differences. So let's break it down. First, the brand. Velotric, at least from my perspective, has been the fastest to rise of what I deem as the still relatively new e-bike companies. It's pretty clear though, there's a decent sized team developing the bikes, accessories, and even some of the built-in tech across their lineup of e-bikes, which now totals 6. I'm still getting a read on their customer support, so if you're a Velotric customer, tell us how your experience has been, which helps me as a reviewer and others considering a purchase. And if you have decided to pick up any Velotric model, save some money and support the channel for free with our discount code in the description. At its current price of $18.99, the Velotric Packer 1 is on the lower end price-wise of cargo e-bikes. Not the cheapest you can buy, but far and away from the most expensive cargo e-bikes on the market. They'll plan to leave room in the budget to purchase accessories because that's what makes a cargo e-bike a car replacement. Velotric offers a couple of bundles with accessories at checkout at around $2,100, but you can select them a la carte to suit your exact needs as well. The Packer 1 is a long-tail cargo e-bike with plenty of room for 2 kiddos in the rear, or with that basket, a decent-sized grocery load. There are shorter wheelbase cargo e-bikes out there, and then a step down from that, size-wise, are utility e-bikes like the Velotric Go 1. Check out our review. The Packer 1's 1200 watt peak motor is very impressive, and that should squash any concerns about performance when the bike is loaded. The 14.4 amp hour battery is average sized, and the quoted 52 miles of max range might be possible in pedal assist level 1 in absolutely ideal conditions. I'd expect most people are going to fall within the 25 to 40 mile range, especially when utilizing the high weight capacity of 440 pounds or 176 pounds on the rear rack. Higher pedal assist levels and of course the left-hand thumb throttle also play a significant role. The bike comes with a front suspension fork, not something that's given on a cargo e-bike, full coverage fenders, brighter than most integrated headlight, and 4-piston hydraulic disc brakes, which, when you consider how much weight the bike can haul, is comforting. You also get Apple Find My, which at this price point to me feels like a premium feature. Another nice addition here is the behind the seat tube locking waterproof storage bag. Creature comfort wise, Velotric really nailed it. Step through frame, which yes, accessibility, but it also just feels safer, especially when the bike is loaded. The included seat is comfortable and the cockpit is exactly what I like to see. Swept back handlebars for a comfortable upright riding position, paired with an adjustable stem, and the ergonomic grips feel nice as well. The front 26-inch wheel makes the bike sit a bit taller than some other smaller wheeled cargo e-bikes, and the smaller rear wheel helps keep the center of gravity low. As for room for improvements, there aren't many. The metal dual kickstand is just average, it works and holds the bike up just fine, but you certainly need to be mindful of the tip factor when loading kids. And I realize this next one is only going to apply to a subset of folks, but when the 20 mph top speed is overridden, it becomes difficult to provide human power, though I think for most people, sticking to the 20 mph top speed like it comes from the factory is plenty, especially on any cargo e-bike. So if you've decided that the value-priced Packer 1 or any of the other Velotric models are your next ride, do us a quick favor and support the channel for free by using our link down in the description. It keeps us pumping out e-bike related content. Thank you so much for your support, and let me know what you think of the Packer 1 in the comment section below. Do you prefer this over the Velotric Go 1? Ride safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.